What happens when a security guard stops guarding and starts ruling? If the badge becomes a weapon, whose dignity gets handcuffed first? What would you do when a hallway checkpoint becomes a courtroom? A guard's badge glints, his words slam like a locked turnstile. She says, "I work here." He says, "Not today, you don't." Rumors sprint faster than truth across marble floors. Management watches, arms folded, policies sharpened like razors. Her job, her name, her dignity, suddenly on the line. And when the door clicks, his policy becomes her prison. Stay with me until the end, and don't forget to tap like, subscribe, and drop a comment below telling us where you're watching from, because what comes next will test everything we think we know. The Tower at Harbor and 8th hums with Monday. Maya Coleman, network engineer on contract, flashes her ID at the revolving doors. Ethan Ward, night shift security, lingers past his scheduled clock out, eyes narrowed like a scanner. Temporary badges require escort, he declares. She's had access for 6 weeks, cleared through HR and facilities. The first spark, Ethan blocks her elevator, insisting on additional verification no one else ever needs, especially not the male contractors gliding past. Word travels wrong. By lunchtime, whispers say Maya tailgate entry and refused inspection. Ethan's radio chatter becomes testimony, repeated by day guard Connie-like headlines, non-compliant contractor in blue jacket. The cafe line parts around Maya as if she carried contagion. A manager she's never met, Darren Pike, emails, cease access until security signs off. 6 weeks of approved tickets evaporate beneath one man's tone, and suddenly, she's troubleshooting more rumors than routers. Maya retraces protocol, badge photo, orientation quiz, access log dates, even the fire drill sign-in with her name neat as a receipt. Ethan interrupts, policy changed Friday. He waves a laminated sheet, yesterday's date in fresh black ink, temporary personnel escort required beyond floor 9. Her team sits on 17. Who changed it? She asks. Post orders, Ethan answers, as if policy descends from heaven. She smells permanent markers and something worse, authority rehearsed like theater. Darren appears with a supervisor's clipboard and managerial chill. We respect security determinations. Ethan speaks over Maya. She refused an inspection of her bag and tried bypassing me. False, she asked where to place equipment without damaging it. Ethan leans into the silence that follows, filling it with certainty. Maya reaches for proof, emails authorizing toolkits, ticket IDs. Darren doesn't look. Let's resolve this privately, he says, guiding them toward the security office where cameras don't quite reach. Inside, the carpet smells of coffee and stale judgment. Ethan asks for her phone. She declines. He calls it chain of custody, as if her phone were evidence. He threatens to log a trespass incident. Log the truth, Maya replies, voice steady. She places her backpack flat, unzipped, inventory visible, crimper, labeler, spare SFPs, a dog-eared manual. Ethan stares at the manual like contraband scripture, then presses the intercom impatiently. And then, the knock at the door froze every breath. The knock is soft but certain. Lila Hargrove, janitorial supervisor, steps in, eyes darting to Maya. You're Maya, right? Helped unbrick Wi-Fi in 14 last Tuesday. Validation, small and solid. Lila glances at Ethan's new sign. Funny. That wasn't here Friday when I emptied bins at 10 p.m. She turns the laminated sheet, the ink bleeds faintly onto her thumb. Ethan smiles too evenly. That first crack widens. Policy isn't ancient, it's overnight. Maya breathes. Check the access logs, she says. Card 7-3-1-9. Entry at 8:03 a.m., level 1 inspection completed. Connie prints the sheet. It shows a green timestamp, cleared bag check, by Ethan himself at 8:04. He shrugs. System lag. Lila studies the log like a map and points to a second anomaly. Why does her access show escort required added at 8:31 after she already came in? The room exhales a startled question mark. Darren frowns, finally reading. Ethan, who authorized the escort flag? Ethan taps his radio. Command. He doesn't say who. Lila's voice sharpens. Command is you, until 9 a.m. The radios suddenly feel loud in their silence. Maya sketches the corridor layout with words, camera angles, coverage gaps near the north stairwell, the dead zone outside the security office. She's mapping space like code. Look where the audit trails end. Ethan angles his body toward that gap. Maya asks to call HR. Ethan denies, citing ongoing review. Darren says they'll clarify if she cooperates. Cooperate with what? She lists her tickets: urgent fiber cleanup on 17, void cutover scheduled at noon. Every minute costs billable trust. Connie, unasked, begins drafting an incident narrative. Titles like to arrive early to the scene. Maya pulls a small clip-on camera from her backpack, the one she uses to document cable runs, and sets it blinking on the table. Ethan bristles. No recordings in security. Maya nods once, turns the camera toward herself, and narrates calmly: name, time, location, reason for presence, description of tools. It's not their security system, it's her record now. Darren softens, not from empathy, but threat calculus. Ethan's jaw tightens. He pivots to accusation. We received reports you were soliciting after-hours access. Maya blinks. What reports? From whom? Ethan's smile goes thin. Anonymous, he says, loving that word. Lila, ignored until now, quietly places a key on the table. You dropped this last night, she tells Ethan. It's a master subkey, yellow tag, serial etched. Connie pales. Masters are logged, never pocketed. Lila adds, I found it near the north stairwell, dead zone, beside a clipped zip tie. Darren's face changes shape. Policies stop floating and hit the floor with weight. Inventory the masters, he orders. Connie's fingers shake on the keyboard. The rule he cast on her was now aimed squarely at him. Master key audit prints like a confession in a dot matrix. One key signed out under Ethan at 6 p.m., due back at midnight, never returned. Ethan shrugs, overtime. But the log shows him clocked out 6:07 a.m., 13 minutes earlier. Where'd it go between midnight and 6? Lila asks. Maya thinks of the new escort sign. Rules rewritten to fit a missing key, not a misbehaving contractor. Darren's pen hovers, unsure where to land. Maya requests the hallway cameras from floors 9 to 17. Connie hesitates. Ethan controls playback. Lila points to a second workstation, engineering archive. Darren nods. The feed rolls, 12:18 a.m., north stairwell, a figure in a black hoodie. Pause. Zoom. The gate is familiar, Ethan's slight right toe out. At 12:20, the hoodie vanishes into the dead zone near security. At 12:23, Ethan returns to the desk, without the master key lanyard. The room's air grows granular. Ethan lunges for procedural refuge. We had reports of unauthorized personnel. I secured the area. Connie's monitor pings, a maintenance ticket from 12:30 a.m., request to remove a ceiling tile on 17 due to water leak. No leak today. Lila whispers, false ticket to justify entry. Darren's face tightens. Maya, steady now, explains how one tile removed gives access to cable trays, and how missing SFP modules can cripple an entire floor. Connie pulls asset logs. 2 SFPs flagged missing from locked storage, time window 12 to 1 a.m. Ethan insists they were misplaced earlier. Lila shakes her head. I emptied that bin at 10:05 p.m. The cabinet was locked in. The narrative flips. The accuser defended order while hiding disorder. Darren finally turns to Maya. Do you consent to a search of your bag by facilities, not security? She nods immediately. Her bag is a toolbox, not a plot. Facilities lead Arturo arrives, opens Maya's bag with practiced care. Tools, receipts, nothing proprietary. He signs a clear inventory, hands it back. Connie's email dings again. Vendor on 17 reports sealing dust around Bay E but no work order. Darren's jaw clenches. He radios building ops, check sealing Bay E, photograph everything. Ethan attempts to exit, but Lila casually steps into his path, mop handles leaning like a staff. Stay, she says, voice velvet over steel. Ops returns fast, photos on screen, clipped zip tie-ins, a tile skewed, and a master key lanyard wedged above the tray, yellow tag glinting. Next photo, a hoodie bundled behind the diffuser. Inside its pocket, 2 SFP modules, still in anti-static sleeves. Connie's breathing goes ragged. Ethan stares at the floor, as if gravity might argue for him. The laminated escort sign curls at one corner like it knows it's temporary. But hidden in plain sight was the truth no one wanted to see. Darren speaks with the practiced calm of corporate triage. Ethan Ward, you are relieved of duty pending investigation. Ethan spits back, she orchestrated this, lured me. His voice phrase. Maya meets his eyes. You tried to make me your alibi. He lunges toward the desk to kill the monitors. Lila's hand finds the intercom. 2 building guards arrive, not his friends, day shift, union clean. Ethan freezes as handcuffs whisper his next chapter. Police arrive, take receipts, and gather the hoodie, the lanyard, the modules, and the printouts. Arturo explains the sealing route. Maya outlines the network harm avoided. Connie pulls the anonymous report Ethan cited, originating from his workstation at 12:27 a.m. Darren stares as puzzle pieces click with the finality of a deadbolt. Maya's camera blinks on the table, a tireless little witness. Ethan keeps repeating policy like a prayer that lost its God. Detective Ramos asks for bodycam consent. Everyone nods except Ethan. She plays the engineering archive again, overlays with badge pings. Ethan's master key ping disappears at 12:19, reappears above ceiling at 8:42 during ops inspection. The math is uglier than any rumor. Maya's voice doesn't rise, it doesn't need to. You wrote a rule to hide a theft, she says. The words hang there, undeniable. And in that instant, the room fell silent, every eye turning to the truth. Darren clears his throat, the sound of a policy molting. Miss Coleman, he says, your access is reinstated. We will compensate for downtime and extend your contract for the disruption. He signs a corrective memo on the spot, forward to HR, formal apology, hostile environment acknowledgement. Lila receives a commendation request for integrity. Connie, shaken, volunteers a statement. He told me to flag her, said make it stick. The badge that bullied now hangs limp in an evidence bag. Maya walks the 17th floor hallway again, the same carpet, different gravity. Colleagues step out from offices, murmuring apologies that sound like furniture moving, awkward but earnest. Arturo grins, offering a fresh ladder. Lila brings coffee, sugar just right. Darren arrives without a clipboard, only gratitude, and a signed pass for personal recording near work zones, for your documentation. Maya props her clip on camera, breathes once, and returns to the network, the quiet work that keeps signals honest. That night, the harbor wind combs the flags outside. In the lobby, the laminated escort sign is gone, in its place, a printed policy with names, dates, and oversight. Maya slows by the glass, her reflection clear, unbent. The lesson settles like a tide. Power without accountability invents crimes. Truth with receipts dismantles them. If stories like this speak to you, subscribe now. Because here, we uncover truth, deliver justice, and share lessons worth remembering.